Good morning, everyone. Uh, Good afternoon, good evening, and wherever you are, welcome to our Open Up show. Today, actually, I am covering for RJ, a regular host. My name is Sivam Velayudham, and I am the founder and the president of at Voice of Men 360. And thank you and for joining. Voice of Men 360 is a non-profit organization founded in 2020 and is based in Toronto, Canada. Voice of Men 360 was born out of seeing a tremendous need and stepping up to provide services to help support and overcome men and boys' life challenges. We are part of International Men's Day. International Men's Day has been serving for over 21 years, and so far 90 countries around the world joined together and doing various activities regularly. IMD follows six pillars, which is the overall the well-being of boys and men. We follow in the same footsteps. Why open up? Because we men do not open our hearts and are willing to share our matters with anyone. When we keep our emotional challenges within ourselves for a longer time, at some points it will explode and it will affect our health conditions in many ways. That's why we want to create an open space and allow individual to share their life journey uh, through our platform. We aim to create awareness about the life challenges, struggles, overcomes, ups and downs that our boys and men go through in their lives. There are no limitations with gender, age, nationality, or ethnic groups. Within with sharing your life journey, all walks of life can participate. Our goal is to make a positive impact on someone's life through this program. Open Up is on Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We bring an individual to each show and let them share their life experiences with you. Before I introduce our special guest for today, I would like to go through our disclaimer. We would like to remind you that Voice of Men 360's mission is always delivered with good faith, forward, peacefully, and harmony. The views and opinions expressed in today's episodes or those of our speakers do not represent Voice of Men 360. Our organization engages in discussion forums to offer inspiration and create awareness to the issues of men who wish to overcome their life challenges. We are not providing medical or therapeutic advice. Should you require that type of assistance, we recommend you contact a medical professional immediately. If you have any questions or any concerns about today's episodes or any Voice of Men 360 content, please email us at info@voiceofmen360.org. Today's speaker is Asma Tariq from Gujarat, Pakistan, the secretary of Insan Party, founder of Pakistan Leadership Program, one of the youngest published author and internationally award winner, nominated for Asian International Excellence Awards, recognized instructor from Ministry of Ontario, currently working with the Canadian Institute as a science instructor and leadership trainer remotely, running the digital platform Pakistan Leadership Program to empower the youth. In pandemic, Asma created a digital platform, Pakistan Leadership School, trained over 1,000 students all over Pakistan through an online classroom with her team. Also launched an online WhatsApp classroom for the Rohingya refugees, where she provided more than 200 people with basic digital literacy. Conducted more than 400 online sessions by using digital platforms throughout the world in a mission to empower our youth through global leadership. In 2021, she won the Bull Award from the biggest international community, Startup Grind. In April 2021, She got recognized as an instructor from the Ministry of Ontario, author of 5 books, wrote more than 300 articles for national and international sites and newspapers about social and development issues. Also, she has been featured on a number of media in Pakistan and around the world. Welcome, Asma. Thank you for joining.
Hi,
Thank you for
I'm
joining.
glad and I'm honored to be here. Thank you for the lovely introduction.
Thank you. Let's start with your childhood. What were some of your incidents that happened in your childhood? Let's say when you were 5, 10, 15 years old, that influences or inspires you in what you are doing right now. Please share with us.
Yeah, sure. My childhood was same as everybody has. Just playing with the friends and doing lots of experiments. There was the same thing. Yeah, but I since childhood I have one thing, and that's just like that's the curiosity that always pinches me to find out the things and to find out uh, to do the new experiments. So I just born in a village of Gujarat. At first, the journey started there. I went to the school, but there the few challenges were always there, which I have to deal with them. From village, we just immigrate to city, and there I have to like deal with the few things. I have to change my personality. I have to work on my language. I have to work on lots of things, the way I communicate, the way I present. And that was the few challenges that actually helped me to learn a lot of things, helped me to explore, helped me to build my personality. Like when people, I also have to face, sometime I have to face like people make fun of you, laugh at you, they bully you. I deal with the things. At started, I was just like that. I was thinking, okay, it's better to just sit in the corner, because when you sit in the corner then nobody look at you and it will be fine, but that didn't work. And then I decided to face the things, I decided to deal with the things. And I think that was the point. I realized that you can do anything when you start deal with them, when you start learning the things, you can make a lot of things. And since that the journey has been started, as always have interest in creativity, so I start doing the writing. I start doing a lot of other things like communicating with the young people, with the children, and to make sessions with them, to talk with them, to have a conversation with them. And that's the wonderful, I think. I usually love to talk with the young people, to the kids, and to have to share the to listen their experiences, and then share my experiences with them, so that we both learn from each other.
That's so inspiring, and it's a quite interesting journey. Your childhood memories, though. I'm glad you shared that. Thank you. Whoever is watching, it's they can pick something from that because every one of us have to go through those journeys. So there's no other way around. Let's move on. Your other journey. Um, like the one you are doing right now. But um, this is a platform that we are mainly focusing boys, men's matters or whatever happen around their within their world. So how about the fathership between you and your father, the relationship? What did you learn? How was the impact? Can you share some of the memories, please?
Yeah, sure. Certainly, I think for especially for the daughters, and I think for the kids, their fathers are like the mentors, and silently are hiddenly you always follow your father, your elders. like you just want like you just somehow insidely you make them, you worship them. It's just like that. uh, how they talk, how they behave, how they live their life. So the I like I was inspired by father, but there was a one thing I think that now I'm happy that somehow that thing is now had to be well, like vanished. But I think since my childhood, I faced that in my childhood because I was a very kind of introvert. I have the introvert kind of personality. It's not very like we don't really open up at once, and that challenged me throughout my life, even in my childhood. Like I was not very open with my father. I wanted to share everything with her. I wanted to share everything with him, but I couldn't because I didn't have the courage to express my feelings, to share with him. And so I felt from his side, like, and I think that is the biggest challenge that or men face. Uh, my father was the example of true bravery. He's no more here. He's somehow a star on the sky. But the way his like he was great man. He always respect the people. The way he treat the people, that was the amazing thing. And when he died, like the way people were talking about him, even when he gone, even that inspired me the most. And that day I realized that I just wanted to be like him. Like I just whenever I would gone from this world, I want the people to respect me like they do for him, like they worship him, like they talk about him. I really want that for me. But I think, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's true, very true. Because whether we like it or not, like most of the things from father, either male or female, boys or girls, it will impact directly or indirectly. I mean, it's that's the nature, right? And also, when we go back and look at those memories, we learn or we missed a lot of things, but somehow it will be passed on, or it's already passed on to us, without our intention. So it's good thing that you shared a couple of things, actually. So one thing you mentioned, the way you try to open, or even though you try to have an open conversation, but as a man or as a father, but he is not in that situation or in that position. But it's generally speaking, yes, men, they do face that kind of problem. But how about, how did you overcome from that those barriers? Let's say you took so many initiatives, or you are involved with some of the social causes, but how did you, from the cultural point of view, how did you overcome those barriers? Like, it's not easy in your situation. Can you share some of those struggles, challenges?
Right, sure. I think struggles are everywhere, even in every society. You have to deal with the few struggles and you have to deal with them. Like previously, we are talking about, it's not about like sometimes your men are not going to be open up. Sometimes we are not like, we are not very expressive and we don't share the things with them. Like I didn't share the things with my father because I don't feel that, but my sisters, like they did, and they get the response, they get everything. So it's a both way. I think I just wanted to clear the previous thing. It's a both way. I think it's a both way responsibility, where we also have to appreciate their actions, and similarly we can get the appreciation back. Yeah, as you told it about the hardship, about the struggles, I think every day we have to deal with them. Every day there are few things that you have to deal with them. And so I have to deal with the a few mindsets. I have to deal with sometime with the ideologies, because somehow you want to grow and there are few ideologies that just don't want to be just don't want to be like move forward. They are just pushing you back. but there one thing helps you, and that one thing is that your passionate, like how much determined you are, how much your passion you have. And if you are clear about what you want to do in this life, then you don't worry about the things, you don't worry about the like hardships. You deal with them, you face them, and you cry, even you cry sometimes. That yet happens. Sometimes you just cry at the night, and when you wake up, you don't like you have to wake up, you have to like show up the world that you have to do your work. So this is how the life is. If we just look, if we just like if we just ever feel that there are only hardships and there are only the difficult things are there nobody is accepting us, there nobody is appreciating us, then you can't move forward. Like if you're just looking at the things and you're just waiting for the things to happen with you, and you're just waiting for the people to come to you and appreciate you, and to push you, that happens later in your life, like when you achieve something. But I think at the start, that hardly happens with all the peoples. At the start, you have to push yourself by yourself, and you have to like carry all your burdens by yourself. And the most important thing is that know yourself. Like what you want to achieve in your life, that must be clear. Like what's your aim, what's your destiny. If that thing is clear, then you don't worry, you don't bother about the other things, what people think, what they're thinking about you, how the things are. You just focus on your like destiny, and you bear all the hardships just for your destination, for the reward that you want to achieve, that you want that for the success that you want to achieve.
Absolutely. You are right, of course. So, whenever we have a clear vision, or if you can touch, or if you can find out your identify your inner calling, or whatever the purpose, the life mission, or whatever the destiny or passion, then absolutely you can achieve, and then you don't have to, you know, waste your time, or you cannot really waste your time. So thank you for sharing those inspirational words. And let's talk about the initiatives, especially you had a couple of you are involved with a couple of social causes, but at the same time, since you have been working with the youth, I want to really ask you, what are some of the challenges that our boys are facing nowadays, especially in your local area, let's say in Pakistan? You witnessed personally, or even come across on a daily basis. What are some of the struggles and challenges that they are going through?
All right. Yeah, like dealing with the youth, there are lots of things that you that you go through, and you have to look at them. Certainly, for the boys, we talk about the boys. The main thing that we uh, like face, and that main thing that we get, that our boys here in society, I think they are I the most important, they are not very like good with the emotional intelligence. They don't know about that, and this makes their personality like more harder. And that thing not only like that things not only destroy them, but also the people like in their surrounding. They are somehow since childhood, like it's very clear in most of the, even in most of the part of the world, it's very clear since childhood. Okay, you have to bear the hardship for the boys. You have to, you can't cry, you can't be emotional fool, you can't carry your emotions. These are not for you. You have to deal with a lots of the things. So you must be a very hard man. You must be very strong. And if you are not good enough. You are not men. And for the same, we expect for the girls. You must be very delicate. You must, you can cry. Even you can cry. That's the most. You are the whole day you cry. That's for you. And you can, you are just an emotional fool. So when we already like a child has born, and you already have the emotional decided their priorities, who have already decided the duties for both of them, that somehow can create a problem. That somehow create a problem that puts some flaw in the personality of a boy. Since childhood, they feel like I have to be a very strong person. Whatever happened with me throughout the life, I can't share with someone. I can't share with anyone. I can talk about lots of things, but I can't talk about me. I hardly, and that shyness, I still feel that. Like when we talk about the personality development, when we talk about the career orientation with the boys, they don't want to talk. They feel very reluctant. They always show persistence. Like they just said we don't want to talk. This nonsense, but they don't feel that that's the part of their personality. They are like it's if you're not discussing, if you are not talking about the things, you're basically destroying your personality. You there is some flaw would reflect through your personality. You have to talk about the things. You can't show always. You can't be strong all the times. You can cry. You can talk about the things. If you are getting some wrong things, you need to share with them. You don't need to be strong all the time, and it's very important. Like now, you if you see now throughout the world, the social dynamics has been changed. Throughout the world, everyone is in a fight for itself. So nowadays, it's very important. Even for the girls, for the boys, both of them, it's very important that they both discuss with each other about themselves. They talk about themselves. If you're not talking about, there are lots of things that there to disturb you, uh, to like bother you. So it's very important to have that. It's very important to talk about the things. It's very important to accept the things. So it's very important even to talk about your men about the emotional intelligence, to talk with them about the emotions, to talk about them, and to give them the space, to give them like it's very common thing. Like I think it's very common that we don't give each other a space. That's I really feel that. Like we okay, yes.
Quick question. Yes, you mentioned, pointed out a lot of things, especially the emotional challenges that they don't open or they don't have a space or they didn't feel a space to share. But I just want to take you back to your college, high school days. Like, let's say, when you compare with those days and now, when you are going through dealing with or talking to youth nowadays, do you see any changes, let's say, in the past 10 years? How did the environment or the system, even school systems or anything within the youth circle, uh, did you see any kind of changes? There were some isolation moments, but it still exists, or they are overcoming. So, can you name some of them? Do you see really any changes?
Honestly, on a broad perspective, if I see the things, I didn't see a lot of changes because now people just now I see lots of groups and that are believing on one ideology and they are not accepting the other ideology. That's a problem throughout the world. But on the other hand, there is also a hope, and that hope brings from your family. That hope brings from the surrounding. I think the change only can come from your home, and it's a mutual change. It's not gonna happen that you go outside and you go somewhere in an institution and when you come back you have a different personality. That's not gonna happen. If we want the change, we have to bring it from our home mutually. And yes, there are lots of people I have seen, there are lots of men in my life that I've seen uh, there who had their dynamics change, their personalities change, but that change happened from their home. That change happened when our mother, I think that it's your childhood that makes your personality. It's your adult where you're building your personality, you're building your concepts. So if in your childhood, in your family, if your father, your mother are giving you that confidence. They are talking about you, about the things. They are giving you the space. They are respecting your personality. They are respecting your ideology. When you get old, you do the same. You do same with the outsiders. You do same with your own family, and that builds the peace in the family, even in the society. So that's very important. Like, it's right now the most important thing is acceptance. That uh, I think on a broader term, that the groups are very dangerous. Like, when you believe on one ideology and you're not gonna believe on the other ideology, you just believe that you are only the one who are right. That can make problem. But if we see, I think if people start thinking, if people start investigating the things, then they would accept each other. And acceptance is very important. The most important thing is that to accept each other's personality, to accept the each other point of view, to give each other space. Like, you don't need to feel that that's my property, that's my property. Like, even in relationship, we somehow feel that. Like, now we are in a relationship, it means you can't do any other thing. You can't meet with someone, you can't talk with someone if I don't want to. You can't have some hobbies. You can't do this thing. That not gonna work. That only make the things much more toxic. So it's very important in to give each other space, to respect each other's like choices, each other priorities. And if we just, I think it's very important. If we just focus on things, then a lot of things can be better. There are lots of things can get like work on. But for that, we have to talk with each other. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, you are abusing someone behind their back, and you are saying that they are not right, they are not fine, but you are not talking with them. You are not having a conversation. Like, if you're feeling, for even for your girls, for your boys, if you're feeling they are not on this right track and they need to work on that, even for that, you have to have a conversation with them. You have to talk about the things. You need to discuss about the things. And when you would discuss, when you would accept, and then lots of things can get better. We would see the peace. The most important thing is the peace. Then you can see it, and peace can only like come when both genders accept each other. When we all, even throughout the society, when we would accept each other, this is the way we can live a wonderful life.
Absolutely. You pointed out, I mean, you gave us a couple of valid points, very strong points. So one is that the change, of course, has to come from the family, start from the family, and also have an open conversation. It's really, really important to have an open conversation, either with a family member or friends, between friends, or any other ways to, to to have a safe space and then have a acceptance. So these are the very important things. I want to ask you, let's say we talk about, okay, we understand there are struggles and challenges or issues going through our um, the environment that we live in, especially the boys. So okay, we talk about problems, but how we can come up with that any solutions, some of the simple steps, ways that we can help as a family member, as a friend, as an individual, as an organization, as a community in a whole, like so uh, from your own experiences, from your perspectives, what are the some of the things that you think we can take, we can help the boys.
Right. I think the most important thing is that we need to be a little more flexible. The most important thing that we uh, feel right now, we need to be little more flexible about our ideologies, about our beliefs. And if we are like, honestly, since childhood, I feel that that was the perception around me, that the girls are like, they are the victims, and the men are cruel. So this is yet in the society here that things is showing on. But There are lots of things. Some media programs that show that. But on the other hand, if you look at the quality content, if you look at the quality things, so there you get that the most important thing is not about men, it's not about women, it's about the human, it's about the acceptance, it's about the it's both it's okay if you have the, like if you have scars, it's okay if you have some bad like some bad memories, some bad somehow the horrible past, that things are okay. If you want to like move on, if you want to accept the things, and if you want to correct the things, you can do that. And we the most important thing, we need to be, as I'm talking about, we need to be more flexible. Then we need to be where we need to be, become more flexible, there we need to accept the reality, we need to accept each other. Without acceptance, I don't think so, I don't feel that there any change can come. Groupism is not a solution. It's that can't help us. The most important thing is that it's a mutual it's all about the mutual acceptance. It's all about respect. It's all about respect each other beliefs. And yes, as we're talking about the family, it's very important. It's very important to let go some old beliefs, to let go some uh, old things that doesn't work. Like if you have some kind of belief which is not working and don't have some like good results, it's better to leave that, and it's better to adopt something that can work. And with the change in the society, there we need some new beliefs, there we need some new priorities, we need some new logics, so that we can make our lives a little better, so that we can accept each other. So if we come towards the solutions, the main important thing is that acceptance, and to discuss about the things, to accept the and to talk about the things. Like it's not 70s, not 80s, where you just repress the things. And even that was the most important thing I feel. With a lot of the men, they don't, like, we don't smile, and that's most common with the men in some part of this world, in some societies, that you can't smile. And if you're smiling, uh, that is against your strength, that's against your bravery. They need to smile. So it's a small thing. These are some, there are very few, there are very little beliefs, I think so. And that need to be changed. And change, as we're talking about, change can only come with the families, within the families. And that can only like come with the awareness. Right now we are doing a show, we are sharing with the people, we are sharing our experiences, it's a kind of awareness. So we need that kind of awareness. This society, even this world, need a lot of hope, we need a lot of awareness. So the most important thing is we should keep spreading the awareness through all mediums, through our channels. We need to stop this group groupism. We need to stop these kind of things which are actually separating the societies, which are separating the people. We need some kind of content. We need some kind of awareness that makes us human, where we feel like we are. I'm not that. I'm a human. I have emotions. I have all that. I have all that rights that God has given me, and it's not. And these rights are not like to belong to a one group. They belong to all the human beings, and that can only come with the awareness and with the acceptance.
Yes, that's what we are absolutely right, because that's what we are doing right now. That's what we want to create through this platform, the awareness. That's first, very, very first step in order to understand or accept or do anything, for any kind of situations. If we know the situation, if we can realize what's going on, that's the first thing, awareness. So that's what we are doing. And then thank you for sharing a lot of things. Um, of course, the old beliefs, you talk about old beliefs, that we cannot stick with that for a long time, because our community, especially Asian communities, they are stick with or they are very conservative with certain things, and then they don't want to come out from that those barriers or those um, the shell. So what I like the one thing is that how we can come out, how we can start to have a discussion, acceptance, and accepting not just gender based, but accepting each other. That's a way we can have a better life. I want to ask you a couple of questions. So, can you share any unforgettable moments or incidents that happened or you witnessed directly or indirectly? So this man or this boy was impacted by this incident. We don't need to share their names or anything, but you learned something, you witnessed or you saw something. So when we share things like that, people can start to see things differently. So is there any unforgettable moments? Can you share some of this?
All right. I am like there are a few things. Certainly, as you said, we can't share some personal and some private things. That also, but the most important thing that I feel as we are talking about, I think that brings with the childhood, and there are lots of things as we talk about the kind of harassment. We talk about the when we talk about some like people bully you. That not only happens with the girls, that happens with the men too. And some might somehow right now, as there are lots of movements, and people are sharing, girls are sharing their stories, and they're talking about. So we need to talk about the men, because these kind of things happened with them too. And we have listened some stories, we also have seen that. So this can only, like, you can only overcome them by talking, by discussing, and by showing resistance towards them, because repressing is not a solution. Even it's not a solution for the human being. You have to accept the realities, and when we talk about realities, then you can deal with them. So these there are few things happen with that, but when I believe that when your family, when your friends, when your society support you, you can deal with everything. Then when they trust you, you can deal with the lots of things. So that's very important. So that was the point. Like trust was very important, and somehow, like in one story, if I say trust changed the whole story. Like trust changed the whole. Absence changed everything. Trust gives you a new hope, new life. But on the other hand, where there was no trust, where there was no support, there was no life. Suddenly our life like ends, and that just happened because there was no support. Somehow you can carry the burden until like you can, and then we need somehow the support. So this is the important thing. Like if you have the support, somehow if you have this trust, you can, like, whatever happened with you can deal with the things, and you can live another life. But on the other hand, it's very difficult. So this is very important. This is, I just want to share, like, trust your kids, trust your family members, trust your friends. That's very important. And if you give them the trust, if you can give them the support, like they can talk to you, give them the space that whatever happened with any of you, like any of, so we can talk with each other, they can talk to you. And if that space, if that mindset is there, then you can deal with anything. I don't think you can face loss, you can face all the hardships together.
Thank you, Asma. Repressing is not a solution. Yes, absolutely, you are right, and it is very true. So some of the things that we had to deal with, because especially boys and men, just keep repeating, because the awareness we want to create is that somehow we missed it, or we somehow we don't really talk about boys and men's issues. We don't have enough the awareness about boys and men's issues. That's why nothing else. We don't really Voice of Men 360 or International Men's Day. We don't really under or degrade or under respect our women's issues. There are many women helping and supporting men's issues, but at the same time, this is not. I mean, we never had an open discussion. That's why we want to create awareness through this kind of voices or discussion. So, going back to your the sharing, actually, trusting is very important. Yes. So whoever is watching, you can at least to start think from different perspective or different point of view. Okay, you know what? How about my brother? How about my uncle? How about my father? Even teacher or anybody, especially on the men's side. Um, I want to quickly ask you two questions. What do you want to share with your fellow sisters and brothers who are still going through some life challenges? How can they break their barriers, overcome their daily struggles, and help themselves in order to make a positive impact in their own lives and others? Because, see, you come across with a lot of things. Your journey is totally different, and you achieved a couple of things, and you are actually involved with many social causes. So, can you share some of the things that how can people like yourself they are out there and they cannot really think other than their struggles. So, can you share some of the things that they can overcome?
Right, Arjun. The first thing is that actually the first thing is that creates problem is when compare our lives with others. Each of our story is different. My story is different, your story is different, but there are few points, there are few notes that are connected with each other. And that there we need to talk, there we need to there we need to discuss the things, there we need to talk. Even if you can't like share the things, you can listen the stories of the other people. That is a very good way to have the motivation in your life, to have the spirit in your life. I just that happens with me, like when you feel that there is no hope, everything is going to end, honestly you need to go out and you need to talk with the people. Don't tell them, if you don't want to, don't tell them what's happened with you, but you just ask them to share their stories, ask them to tell you the stories. And honestly these stories can change your life. On the other hand, as we said, I just wanted to share with everyone acceptance. Whatever, accept if there's any problem in your life. If you are not accepting, honestly nobody would accept it. Nobody can help you if you are not accepting by yourself. It's very important to accept. And if you're feeling for the any other, like whatever you can, just do it. If you're feeling that there's something wrong is happening with your brother, with your sister, and you know that and you're feeling that, and if they are not realizing by itself, you can push them, you can talk about them. It's all about, this life is not about me, it's not about me and me, it's all about us. It's all about us, and it's all about to deal the things together. It's all about to talk about the things mutually. It's all about to accept each other. And yes, this life, until wherever which reach, the problems are still there, difficulties are still there, and they would always be there. They would always be there. The most important thing is that you need the hope to deal with them. And if you have that courage, if you have that support, if you have that hope, you can deal with everything. And if you have no one around you to give that hope, you can create that by yourself. And for that, their nature is there to support you. There are lots of strangers are there to support you. Like somehow you just go outside and you just talk with some stranger and you just listen their stories, and there would be something in their story that help you throughout your life. So it's the most important, it's need to be open up. It's need to be little more open up. It needs to be little trust on this world, trust on the humanity, trust on the people. I think this is gonna actually, I feel this is the main problem we are feeling like facing right now, that right now people are so much like everybody has his own box, and we're so much in our box. We don't talk with each other, we don't trust each other, and we don't listen each other. That's very important because human, this all world is to live with each other. A human can't survive like by itself alonely in somewhere in the corner. You need people, and you need to trust with the like you need to trust on the people. You need to talk with them, and that's very important.
Thank you. You actually touched really a couple of important, very important points. I love them. The number one is that stop comparing with others and ask for help, and of course accept it. Whatever the situation you are going through, recognize it or realize it, accept it. If you don't accept it, nobody else going to accept it. So and of course don't lie. What I mean by that is don't lie is whoever is asking you how are you or how do you do is I am okay. So if you are not really okay, if you don't, just say it. You know what, uh, don't lie. There's no need of lie. So before I let you go, I want to quickly ask you, this is my favorite thing. What do you want to achieve in your life, or what is your life mission, Asma?
Right. Actually, I want for my end mission is that I actually want a wonderful end. I just want that when I would like everyone has to born from this earth. Everyone has that's the destiny of a human being. But I want that would be a great. That would be a wonderful day. So that's my destiny. There are lots of people. There are lots of things I want to do. I want to do for the people, for the kids, for the youth. I want to do lots of things for them. I want to I want to share the awareness. I want to promote their potential, and I think that's my most important thing. I never wanted to be a teacher, but now I become a teacher. So I love, and that's I think nature did that, and I love to connect with the kids. So I just want our youth to be fulfilled and to be prosperous. Through it's no matter from where they belong.
Of course, that's really amazing. Mission. And of course, when we talk about teachers, or when we think about teachers, when we go back to our childhood, whoever the most impacted, or the person is a teacher. Yes, father and mother, but apart from them, the teacher, whoever, it doesn't matter which grade you are in, or somehow wherever you met that person, but that teacher or somebody else is a teaching position. It's always they teach something. It's not only a teacher from the school, but also people from the any walk of life. So I'm glad you actually came on and then shared a lot of things. But the most important thing I want to ask you, from now on in your conversation, whenever you talk to your youth, or your in any conversation, if you can add some of the points, or some of the different perspectives or views, boys or men's issues, and encourage them, those boys, you never know until we ask them, right? So if you ask them, what are the things that you are going through, maybe at least you start that step, and then they can open up, and then they can get some kind of help. So I really, from Voice of Men 360, even from my personal request, so whenever you have a conversation, just have a more conversation, deeper conversation on men's boys issues. That's my personal request. So with that, thank you, Asma, for sharing your life journey, and especially for you guys, youth, especially female. And whenever you guys come and share your life journey, and people can understand things from different perspective. So that's what I want to say. Thank you. Really appreciate that.
I'm really honored to be here, and I think I really love the conversation. And certainly, we just need to be uh, see the things in a different angle. That's very important. And when you see the things from a different angle, the whole things actually get changed. That's very important. And yes, and the we can bring the change from our life. Like if I like believe on these things and I've started practicing these things in my life, then certainly the change would come, and you can bring the change because everything would happen from your point, from you. It's the you who can bring all the change. So you can't change the whole world by itself, but you can change yourself. And when would you change yourself, then everything around you would change automatically. And it's a change process. And I'm really glad you are doing great work, and I'm honored to be here. Lots of blessings for the people who are watching, who are with us, and for your whole team.
Thank you, Asma. The best, very best luck, good luck, and then wishes to your achievements. Also, your future, achievements. Thank you for joining. Thanks. All right. So with that, actually, we do have a couple of announcements. And Voice of Men 360 is running a special campaign, self care for Indigenous men, from December 22nd to January 31st. We are collecting gift cards, deodorants, razors, disposable socks, and can towels. Call at 416-356-7414 or 437-889-8329. Info at voiceomen360.org, or contact us through Facebook Messenger and let us know. We will coordinate with you. If you prefer to send an e-transfer, please send it to info at voiceomen360.org. And also, Voice of Men 360 will be celebrating Tamil Heritage Month on Sunday 23rd, today evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time through Zoom. Please join. There will be a special panel discussion on Saturday, January 29th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. This is to recognize the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Men and Boys on January 31st. Panelists from around the world will be participating. Please join. And also, our regular shows through Facebook and through YouTube. Open up, sharing your personal life journey. Live talk show is on Sunday at 10 a.m. You're just watching. And Willie, it's a Tamil live talk show. Is on Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Monthly webinar. First Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. We bring expertise, organizations, and discuss a particular topic each time. And the monthly men's show, The Unspoken Tears, second Saturday of every month from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. The focus is domestic violence against men, bullying, male sexual abuse, traumas, porn addictions, and human trafficking. The next one is South Asian Men's Show, third Sunday of every month from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Voice of Men 360 and All Bengal Men's Forum will be hosting this show. We will specifically focus on these issues faced by South Asian men and create awareness. Each month, different countries will participate from South Asia. Authors Circle. We want to bring individuals who have been contributing to the well-being of men and boys through writings, articles, media, and recognize them, appreciate them. Third Saturday of every month from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Next week, the next month will be from 11 to 12. And monthly men's group meeting. Before that, I want to share one more thing. Podcast. All of our shows are available on 6 platforms: Google Play, iPhone, so on. And monthly men's group meeting only for men by men. Every 2 weeks on Tuesdays from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. through Zoom. The next one will be on Tuesday uh, January 25th, coming Tuesday. Please join through Zoom. The link is available on our Facebook page and group. Pass the Talking Stick, Indigenous Peer-to-Peer Support Group. Fourth Friday of every month from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. through Zoom. There are no limitations with gender, age, nationality, or ethnic groups. All walks of life can participate in any of our shows. If you want to be a guest on any of our shows or willing to be part of our organization, help us directly or indirectly, please reach out to us. We would love to work with individuals, professionals, experts, community organizations, associations, corporations, government officials, and businesses. Phone number is 437-889-8329. Email address info@voiceofmen360.org. Website www.voiceofmen360.org. You can find us on all the social media, Facebook group page. Join our group so you can see our daily activities. Please invite your friends as well. We are running a special campaign. We want to reach out 5,000 members. So please help us to share this message. Invite them to our Facebook group, and also other social media platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Voice of Men 360. We want to reach out to more people and help more. Please continue your support. And just a final thought and a request, a humble request. Please, whatever the information, the discussion we had today, or in any other shows, please think about yourself and how can you help, and also share this information with others too. So this way, it is really worth it. The purpose of our organization and also the show, and even for the participants, the guests, it will make sense. We can make a positive impact through sharing, create some kind of awareness. So please help us. So please share with your friends, colleagues, or anybody with your contacts, networks. All right. Thank you, and see you next week.